marquee message. This is where the king dollar will meet its funeral march. This will be where the BRICS lay out all the different non-dollar payment methods.
So I think what we're seeing right now in silver with this congestive action in the low 30s is when you break out of this stuff, those two peaks at 50, historical low peaks, 1980, 2011, they're going out fast. Then likely silver's going to gush past those highs before it even pauses. And that'll, of course, wake up the world. You don't even have to look at a silver chart or a gold chart anymore. Just assume they're both going to go vertical. Only this time silver is going to vastly outpace gold.
And you're right. It should be. Why are 8 commercial banks holding the largest short position in any commodity ever traded in the history of the COMEX? And why do we see between a 5 and a 6 billion ounce short position on the London Metals Exchange that is being exploited by these countries?
Join our WhatsApp channel for real-time updates, breaking news, and expert predictions on gold, silver, and financial markets. Link in the description or pinned comment. Stay ahead of the curve. Don't miss out.
Like interpreting the wind, okay? That's what I try to do once in a while. It was last August, we had a BRICS meeting in South Africa. They actually blocked President Xi of China and his delegation. They held him in a hotel. They did not want him at the BRICS meeting to talk about social scoring for bank account access. Okay, that's the BRICS. The BRICS did not want the Chinese to dictate bank policy for social credit. Okay, that was a year ago. Okay, that's a preface. Then in June, the Russians took control. What do they call it? They're hosting the BRICS meetings. So it was in St. Petersburg. So the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum, where they had 70 deals worth 23 billion. And contrast that with Davos. They had no deals, no contracts, no economic contracts, no nothing. That's not an economic forum. It's a banker forum. So St. Petersburg, Chris, they had some results. They announced an alpha test for mBridge. They announced enhancements for the mBridge protocol. They announced the unit, and they said that more development was going to be coming for the unit. And they said, look forward to the October meeting where we're going to have more announcements, more developments, more revelations, and more specifics. In the meantime, Russia announced that XRP is going to be the official intermediary between all their central banks, financial institutions, and banks, and all the other side, the merchants, and the ones that take payment for whatever product or service. So the Russians let it be known that XRP is going to be important to them. Now, I'm looking forward to Kazan in 2 weeks because we have been conditioned, we have been warned that a lot of details are coming in Kazan. A lot of details on payment systems, different options to operate under mBridge, maybe a lot of specifics and details and perhaps enhancement for Bridge, which is a payment system and not a protocol. We're probably going to get more details about the digital ledger and its usage and some of the features and just some of the volume. We're probably going to get more data on dumping treasury bonds and buying gold, more volume. We're probably going to get more details about the BRICS development, the new development bank, NDB they're calling it. We may get more details about how they're going to fund the new development bank. Okay, these are all areas that I'm going to be devoting attention to. And, you know, when this meeting is over, I'm going to need to do my chapter on the BRICS for the October report. And that's what I did back in June. Except back in June, it was like the 15th to the 17th. This is later in the month, so it's going to be a little more difficult to get a lot of information that's specific and confirmed about the BRICS meeting. I think this is going to be a big splash, okay? And what I'm hearing, just like in a marquee message, this is where the king dollar will meet its funeral march. This will be where the BRICS lay out all the different non-dollar payment methods. I think we're going to get a lot of momentum after October, where the dollar is going to be down below 50% on international payments. That's coming.
That Turkey has formally applied to the BRICS, and here they're a NATO member. What does that signify? We have the meeting in Kazan here next week. One of the mistakes I think that James Rickard made last year was saying things that I think will ultimately come true, things that I've been saying for 3 years. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization will indeed join the BRICS. Will it happen now? He said it would happen last year, and he got kind of beaten up for it. He'll be right. His timing was wrong. That's the history of my company. That's the history of everything we've ever said. Timing is impossible. That's what the one thing about my talking about BRICS for 4 years that astonishes me is that I was right on the timing, because I've been wrong on a lot of things. But seeing the timing in my mind's eye and watching it come true and accelerating when I was one of the only people in the country talking about it is amazing. Well, James will be right. We will see the Shanghai Cooperation Organization join the BRICS. We will see the Eurasian Economic Union join the BRICS. The president of Belarus called a summit for that indeed to happen. He said it would happen last year. It didn't. It will. He said that there would be a common currency last year announced at the meeting in South Africa. It wasn't, but it will, and it may not now. They may say as Dilma Rousseff, the president of Brazil, former president of Brazil and the head of the New Development Bank said, we've agreed in principle to the unit settlement currency, which will be traded over Enbridge, pegged to gold, 40%. We've talked a lot about that. We will get greater clarity on that. Will they issue it this week? Probably not, but greater clarity indeed, yes. 59 countries have formally thrown their hat into the ring. Will we find out which ones? Probably. Will we find out more have been admitted? Maybe. But this is one of these deals where the cat is out of the bag and things are moving in a progression that is undeniable. Yes, greater percentage of GDP, 3 of the 4 largest nuclear arsenals, larger portion of human population. You throw the Belt Road Initiative into it, you got 80% of the world's population, the majority of all the commodity production, the trade routes, both on land and on sea. The 100% refining of all of the world's rare earths, 85% of their production. I mean, this green thing we haven't thought out real well, it's becoming real. And it's as if we have assisted in this move away from the dollar through our actions of weaponization, of signing in order to go green, of destabilizing the interior of the country. All of these things we talk about, this is what is incentivizing the world to move away from the dollar. And now you get countries like Russia saying, we're going to add silver to our strategic stockpile. This is the first time we've ever seen a country say that. They also said platinum and palladium. Well, who makes them or mines the majority of the platinum and palladium? South Africa and Russia, BRICS countries. Now they're going to start going after silver. China is flying all around the world buying doré and concentrate from the miners, paying double what the West will. They're the second largest producer in the world. Do you see what these BRICS countries are doing? Whether it be on the Belt Road, whether it be in the BRICS, whether it be in their own national interests, they're accumulating commodities and selling dollars. That is where we're going. This is what the world will be all about, transparency in commodities. At the same time, we're concerned with debt instruments and not being transparent, and sanctions and inflation and craziness in our cities and lawlessness and divisiveness. We've diverged so far from what made this country so special that's what we need to get back. More than anything, we got to start one piece at a time, starting with our own house. But what you see happening with the BRICS is real, and it's becoming more real. And now you got Marjorie Taylor Greene. I grant you, she doesn't have the most credibility. She's screaming the BRICS are going to take over. You got Trump saying we're going to lose our reserve status. And what does he say? I'm going to keep that, and we're going to sanction, and we're going to put on 100% tariffs. And he's also talking about a weaker dollar and low interest rates. It's not what you need to do. Yes, he's better than the alternative, and he'll get our house in order. But in terms of stopping the move away from this growing chorus of countries, they're finding unity because of sanctions, because of tariffs, because of weaponization, because of hypocrisy, because of destabilization of the dollar and the treasury. You don't have to be a genius to put this stuff together. And the problem that most people have done, again, quite frankly, is that instant gratification isn't fast enough. Why isn't it going up faster? Silver's up 32% this year, but that's not fast enough, damn it. It's underperforming. And gold is rocketing, but it should be higher. Okay, fine.
Market, the one holding the leash, didn't really drop much. But silver, like I'm going to jump off a cliff. Well, we made that low. It was Tuesday a week ago. We put out a report and said, this is a bear trap. Do not pay attention to this day. At that point, we were down, just above 30, I think it was, in the 30s, low 30s. And it had been, above 32 and 33 even. So we'd had a sharp drop there. So again, the leash went the other way. But if you looked over at gold, it was steady. And what happened? Silver's now back up, pushing toward 32 now. Okay. So now, when we measure the spread of silver versus gold, it's a ratio. We divide the price of silver into gold. And so we get a percent. So silver, if you go back 50 years and plot a bar graph chart, which we did in the weekend report, showing the peak silver to gold spread reading that year, you'll see that in that 50-year period, 21 of those years reached at least 2% level, where silver was 2% of the price of gold. In the 1980 bull market, when silver reached 50, that first time it ever did, it was up to 6.5% of the price of gold. And then it fell back down. And then in the 2011 peak, when silver again reached 50, gold was 1900, silver reached 3+% the price of gold. Silver right now is 1.189% or 1.19%, let's say. The price of gold is very cheap historically in relation to the price of gold. But when you measure the spread technically, week by week or even day by day, and create a momentum chart of it, you can even see it on the spread chart. You get up above 1.3% by much, and you're going to blow a cork. Meaning silver is going to outperform gold vastly. It's going to unleash, technically. And again, we're just below 1.2% right now. And I think there's enough things just above 1.2 to drive you up to that 1.3+% level and trigger this bigger stuff. But if silver went to 2% of the price of gold, again, it's been at 2% 21 of the past 50 years. So it's hardly an excessive thing. And gold, we're even, just 3,000. Okay, 2% of 3,000, you do the math, okay? An all-time new high, $60, okay? And I don't think gold's going to 3,000. A lot of people have that as a working target, some major firms. I think gold's going, the next stopping point will be 3,200. And if silver happened to be 2% then, and the spread broke out, and by the way, when that spread breaks out, it is also a signal that the net price action of both metals is about to go vertical. It happened in 1979 to 80 when the spread exploded. Silver exploded. Gold exploded too, but silver led. And it happened in 2010, latter half of 2010, prior to the rush in silver by April of 2011, where it reached $50 again. The spread broke out. And sure enough, silver price unleashed at the same time, net-wise and versus gold. And we have the same pending situation right now, where if we break that spread out, you don't even have to look at a silver chart or a gold chart anymore. Just assume they're both going to go vertical. Only this time silver is going to vastly outpace gold. And it's got so much room to do so, to even get back to, quote, what you could call normal levels, that if gold were to go to, for instance, our next level that we think there might be a stumble or a pause is 3,200. Well, silver reached.
Don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. And if you want to stay updated with more content like this, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you never miss a video.